Hi, how are you? It's Dr. Moso. Today we want to talk about how students can answer history questions. Those who are doing O level. If you're an O level student, you're a Form 4 student, Form 3, Form 4. There is a new component that was introduced in our new curriculum, the heritage-based curriculum. So this component wants students now to bring measures, to bring solutions on a question that could be given. So today we want to focus on what students should do when they are answering a part C in their history O level syllabus. What should they do? So we discovered that when students are answering a part C, they are supposed to take into cognizance at three levels that we have. We have got a level 1. Level 1 with marks 0 to 3. So, level 1 with marks 0 to 3, it's whereby a student can just give an answer without elaborating, can just mention, identify, state, or name an answer without giving a descriptive of that answer. So, if a student does that, he or she is in a position of getting marks ranging from 0 to 3 or ranging from 1 to 3. So when a student gives an answer without being elaborated, this student is going to get a 0 to 3. Or if a student gives a one-sided answer, that student is going to be in this level 1 to 3. So when you are answering questions on part C, students need to elaborate, they need to describe answers so that they can maximize on the number of marks that they are going to get. Then we have got also a level 2 are 4 to 6 marks. On this level 2, 4 to 6 marks, it is when a student gives answers, elaborating the answers, describing the answers, but not giving solutions. So if you give answers, if you provide answers without solutions, you automatically would go to level 2, 4 to 6 marks. So when they ask questions in essay form, give 4 measures. In essay form, recommend 4 measures. If you just give the problem now without giving a solution, you focus only on the problem without solution. So even if you give 10 problems now, but those problems without solutions, it means that the examiner will just mark the solutions, and when it goes from number 7, 8, 9, 10, the marks they are going to be accredited, and we are going to get maximum 6 points or 6 marks. So students, make sure that whenever you are answering part C, the new component on part C, you have to elaborate. Then we've got a level 3, 7 to 8 marks. Level 3 7 to 8 marks. So on this level 3, 7 to 8 marks, students could have given 4 problems and also 4 solutions. Remember, questions on part C now, they are now coming saying in essay format, in essay form, give 4 problems with solutions. So what you are supposed to do here is to describe the problems you describe each problem. First problem, describe the problem. So when you describe the problem, now you move on to the next problem. You describe the problem again. Move on to the problem, another problem. Then the fourth one, then after that you skip one line. After skipping one line, now you come up with what? With solutions. The first problem, solution. The second problem, solution. The third problem, solution. The fourth problem, solution. That now justifies you to be in level 3. Level 3 are 7 to 8 marks. So it automatically means that you are going to get what? 8 out of what? Out of 8. So when you are answering part C, Zimbabwean European history, what are you supposed to do? Make sure that you are supposed to write in essay form. The part C should be answered in essay form. Don't put points and start writing, but write in essay form. Again, when you are writing part C, make sure that you remain in the historical context. Don't move away and give us information that took place in 2026. Remain in that historical context. That is very important. Lastly, underline the keywords. When you underline the keywords, you identify the keywords. Now you come up with the problem and also the solution. So that is what we do when you're answering a part C, the new part C in the heritage-based curriculum history. Thank you so much. It's Dr. Muso.